Hi, and welcome to the Knit Together podcast. I'm Amy Caroline, and this is, my podcast. It's all about knitting and crafting, but mostly about knitting together life with a lot of love, laughter, and a whole lot of yarn. I am a homeschooling mom to 9 kids living in Southern Oregon, grown up in the Pacific Northwest, got to travel the world a little bit, but I'm back home and have been for a long time. If you have watched before, thank you for watching. I'm so grateful for all the positive and wonderful feedback I've been getting from you guys. If this is your first time visiting my podcast, thank you for taking the time to check me out. And feel free to like, subscribe, and of course, leave a comment. Any questions or whatever, I'm happy to answer. So it has been a crazy week here for us. Like I said, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. Um, Moved down to Southern Oregon when I was probably about 12 or 13. And I grew up near Seattle. So when we moved down here, somewhat similar climate. But boy, we have had a winter storm. January 1st, we got snow. We don't always get snow. Some years we don't get it at all. Sometimes we just get like a spattering where you can actually still see the grass underneath the snow. Well, I think the totals for our area that I last heard were 8.5 inches of snow. You can imagine the panic that has ensued. Our area is just not cut out for this. We don't have enough snow plows. We don't have anything. My cul-de-sac that I live in is still covered in icy snow. Some of the roads a little further out from us have been scraped and cleaned and people can get around. But this has just been amazing. I mean, I've never seen this much snow on the ground except in the mountains. And the kids were outside like all day yesterday. I tried to do a little bit of school with them and it was just pointless. They needed to be outside. They needed to experience this because they don't get to hardly ever. And who knows when this will ever happen again. I think the record was 1964. I'm not sure. I've heard people say 1919. I've heard people say 1964. So we'll see. Anyway, it's been amazing. You would think I would have gotten a lot of knitting done. No, I wish. A lot of crafting. No, I kind of had a little bit of an existential crisis with my homeschool, not trying to, I can't quite get into the groove this year. We've been really struggling about where we should go and how we should go. We tried a charter school at the beginning of the year. We met some great people, but it just wasn't a good fit for us. I've been homeschooling as of actually Martin Luther King Day, it will have been 12 years, a dozen years. So I've been homeschooling for 12 years, maybe 13. I should figure that out. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm just like, I have no idea what to do. I don't know if I've ever homeschooled this many kids at once. I have 5 kids being homeschooled. 2 of them are already, 3 of them are actually already in college or school, trade school. I do have a senior, but she's doing community college this year because I always figured if they have any gaps in math or writing or whatever, they can go to community college their senior year. And that's great. But you're not here to listen to me talk about homeschooling. So you're talking about crafting, right? So that's going to be part of the thing with any podcast with me is I love tangents. I love going off on them. And crafting is so much a part of our lives and my life that it interweaves into everything. It's knitted together into my life. And so it's kind of hard to talk about crafting without talking about the insanity that is going on in this household. You can probably even hear the kids maybe in the background playing. I try to get them to go outside and they won't go outside anymore. They're done with the snow. Right now, it's really just cold. Icy cold, and so the snow is hard and no fun. So they don't want to go outside. They want to play Legos. So they are playing Legos in the bedroom right on the other side of this wall right there. And hopefully they won't interrupt. We'll see. If there are any weird cuts, you'll know why. But like I said, you would think great crafting, time, not really. Like I said, just I've been reading and researching and checking out homeschooling blogs and homeschooling curriculum websites, and I just not feeling it. I don't know. We'll see. We might just unschool this year, be radical unschoolers. We'll see. We'll see. I did finish. See, so if you're done with the blather, here we are. I am now going to talk about knitting uh, and other stuff probably. But this, I have one finished object to share with you. And I'm going to butcher the name of this. It's a Tin Can Knits pattern. I've made two others. I think I talked a little bit about it in the last podcast. The Claycout hat by Tin Can Knits. I made one for my husband, and I've made one for my oldest son, Liam. And so I made one for my youngest son, Theo. And there it is. You can see it's got a little bit of a halo to it. So again, this is all Knit Pick Swish. This is a fun color work pattern. And Theo's got little blue eyes, so I always like to pop blue into most of the things that I make him, just because we don't have a lot of blue eyes in this family. It looks like Eva has blue eyes, but they'll probably change. Ben had blue eyes when he was born, but they changed. My husband has very strong Portuguese genes, and so most of the kids in my family have those dark Portuguese eyes. Actually, it's the girls. The boys all have hazel eyes like mine, except for Theo has blue and Eva has blue. We're a genetic anomaly, so I always kind of play up the blue for him, because he was really sad when he found out that he was the only one with blue eyes before Eva was born. He didn't want to be different. And so I always pop blue into it, and we tell him that his eyes are the color of the ocean and the sky, and then he's happy about it. It's just a really fun, this is a little one. This is the child size. Like I said in the last podcast, we have big heads. Big old heads. And so even I'll tell you, I'm making one for Eva. I'm making her child size, and she's only 2, because her head was like, it was 18 inches, might have been bigger than that, 18 inches from here to the back. So I made him the child size, even though he's only 4, not the toddler size. So it looks super cute on him. I might do the intro to this, or maybe I'll do it at the end. All the Christmas hats and stuff hats, leg warmers, and fingerless mitts that I did. I haven't been able to get the 2 oldest girls yet. I haven't been able to get them. They've been working a lot, and then one of them got sick. So I haven't gotten pictures of them yet, but on New Year's Day after church, we came home and I took everybody outside in the snow and we took pictures of them, and they came out so great. They're up on, the pictures are up on Ravelry now, and I'll probably show this at the end, a little montage with some music maybe. But that is my only finished object. I am close to finishing. So this is works in progress. I've told you guys that I've been making this pair of socks. This is my 3rd pair of like adult size socks, and Koi Pond by Knit Picks. It's really fun. It is. It's fun. Dark green, light green, turquoise, red. Occasionally there's like this little rusty goldfish color. It's perfect. See, look how far I am. Look at this. And look at that heel. I had so much fun making this heel. This is the partridge eye heel. Is that right? I should double check. Like I said, I don't know like hardly anything about making socks other than just going for it. But there it is. Yay! It's almost done. I cast on 72 stitches for it because it was supposed to be for my husband, but now I'm starting to worry, like, I don't know if it's just too plain funky for him or not. I'm looking at it in the camera trying to figure out. I thought, it's got these cool little spots in it where the color work, the stripes and then the color work in some of the places have these cool little spots in them. I don't know if they're too funky for him. I think they might be. Like, I've kind of, he's I think he's kind of encouraging me to give them to somebody else. So I have to figure that out soon because I'm getting close to the toe and I need to figure out. So I don't know if they'll end up being a little big for whoever I give them to, or maybe I should just keep them for myself and just know that they'll be a little bit too big. We'll see. But I've had a lot more fun than I thought I would. I've in the past felt tortured by socks, like the thin yarn, the fingering weight yarn, the tiny needles, and oh my goodness. But I think maybe the key is fun yarn. At least for me, until I get more practice doing it, is if I'm doing this with fun yarn, I'm gonna totally keep doing this. I am doing these on Addi Turbo Lace. These are very old needles and they're in horrible shape. I have a present to myself coming in the mail and it's supposed to come today. I bought some Hiya sharps and I also got myself some really cool crochet hooks, which I'll probably show you in the next podcast. But if I'm trying to see, there's like a dent in one of these and the cord it's just so curly and annoying. You can see right there, do you see there's like a dent in the cord and but hey, it's magic loop. It's been working. I've done them on, I think I did my Hermione's Everyday Socks on DPNs, if I remember correctly. And that was fine, but I wanted to try the one needle and see how it goes. And so far, I've liked it. I don't see any weird gaps like I've gotten in the past with DPNs on things. I've just been able to, it's good going. You can't really see. I mean, so these are the vanilla latte socks. And I think they've been a really good pattern for me to do, considering I'm a novice at this, because it gives you a couple options on how to do the heel. I haven't gotten to the toe yet. I have my little pattern here on my clipboard so you can see, but I've got like 300 patterns on here. Anyway, but it's been a good one to start with, I think, just because it lays things out really well for a beginner. I think, at least I feel like it's been a good choice for me. I spilled coffee all over it. See, isn't that great? But yeah, no, I think it's a great first pattern. So if you aren't used to making socks like me, this is a good one to start with. Hermione's Everyday Socks are also, like I said, they were a great one to do, and they're entertaining because of the switching between stitches. It's just not the straight knitting, and then it's not trying to do your first sock with a lace pattern either, which I think would be hard. I didn't show, well, I'll show you in a minute. I didn't bring it over here, but it's right next to me, so I'll grab it. So my next works in progress, and this is going to look so exciting. Oh, but this is Eva's hat. Knitter's Pride interchangeables. So, but it has the 16, they have the 16-inch, which I don't think Knit Picks makes. And I got this at my local yarn store. The needles. I really like these. They're good on my finger because I totally hurt my finger again this week. I bought myself, I don't know, I was thinking about bringing them back here. I bought myself Hello Kitty Band-Aids. I bought Hello Kitty Band-Aids for my finger. So when I hurt my finger, I can put on a pretty little Hello Kitty Band-Aid. But I'm having to hide them. Isn't that mean? I'm such a bad mom. I'm hiding my Hello Kitty Band-Aids so my kids won't use them. I'm a good mom. But anyway, I'm making Eva this hat. Have you seen this? This is so cute. It's the Fauna hat designed by Julia Bellasante. I changed it though. I didn't want to do big size 9 needles. So I went ahead and I grabbed some DK weight yarn instead. This is the yarn Velveteen gloss, Knit Picks DK gloss, and it's the Velveteen. I made Rebecca's leg warmers out of it, and I had like a whole skein and a half left. and I thought I would go ahead and cast it on in the DK instead of in a worsted weight with, and these are size 6 needles instead of size 9. I have more notes on Ravelry. I'll link to it in the notes on my blog. But I'm not very far. I thought about, it's actually really funny, I had thought about putting in a Fair Isle like snowflake pattern along the bottom. So I had gotten farther than this. And it just looked so weird. I don't know. I was trying to be creative and it wasn't working. So I just pulled it back and to a little bit above the ribbing and started over again. It just wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to, and it was just no. So hopefully I'll be able to finish it. The issue I've had with it is not wanting to pick it up. Just probably because it's straight knitting. It'll be so worth it when it's done, but I'm not sure. And I might, instead of knitting the roses, I might crochet them instead. I've crocheted big roses in the past, and they're always a lot of fun and they go really quickly. I've never done it with knitting before, so we'll see. I might try it, but then if I don't like the way it looks, I'll probably crochet the roses. I love the hats, the hat with the ears and the antlers. I mean, look at that. That is so cute. And I have some red that'll look really cute, I think, with this purpley pink color. It's looking far more mauve-y, is that a word, on the camera, but it's a much lighter pink, and I think it'll come out really cute. I do have pictures of Rebecca's leg warmers up on Ravelry, and I think the color is much better on there, so you can see the color there if you're interested in getting the iron. It's really soft. It's really nice to work with, and like I said, it kind of has a pretty it's got a little halo to it, you can see, but it's also it's really soft, nice to work with, very squishy. I did something, and so I did start another project this week, and I don't think I'm going to finish it. Oh, you just saw a hint of it, I think. Yeah, it was a granny square blanket. Everybody is making these absolutely gorgeous sock yarn granny blankets. Well, like I said, I am not been a sock knitter. I don't have a lot of sock yarn. I have a lot of DK weight yarn. So I thought, well, why not just cast one on in DK weight? But I mean, it's not looking like all the pretty ones that everybody else is making. So I don't know. I might make it. I might keep going with it. So far, it's just some random yarns that I've had. And again, the colors aren't quite right. But they're much lighter, not quite so bright. They're more pastel, like just stash that I have. I have a ton of DK weight, and so I thought I'd make a blanket. Maybe I'll just put it on one of the kids' beds, and then I'm thinking as I go this year, because I'm doing the Volan Vines box of socks. If I keep going with that, I'm gonna have 12 skeins, right? Eventually, and so thinking I might go ahead and do it maybe just slowly over the year, or maybe I'll wait until next fall, and then I'll have a lot to work with and pick and choose where it'll go, or I'm not sure, kind of like a temperature blanket. I'll work as I go. We'll see. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So I probably won't go any further. And I did make it really long for my bed. I just don't think I'll put it on my bed. I have a red bed, and I just don't know. We'll see. I love Lucy at Attic 24's pattern, and the blanket she makes is a rainbow, and they're so cute. So I don't know. I'm not going to pull it out. I'm not going to do anything drastic. So I might just kind of keep it on the back burner, because again, it wasn't quite what I wanted. It wasn't quite what, it wasn't as pretty as the other ones were with those beautiful sock yarns that everybody uses. So I'll think about it. It might be fun just to have in the living room to curl up with. We'll see. So that is it for projects that I have in progress. And I was going to tell you about, for Christmas, my husband, he wanted to get me some yarn. He wanted to get me a gift, and I was being ornery and saying, no, don't buy me anything. And he's like, yeah, right. And I had made him a hat. So he insisted that he was going to get me some yarn. Well, I said, well, I want some yarn before Christmas Eve because I want to use it to cast on my Christmas Eve socks. Well, we didn't have time to do that. Like I said, my last episode, I told you all about the craziness that was the days before Christmas. So we did not get to Ashland, which is where they have Madeline Tosh, the local yarn store in Ashland, which is like 20 to 30 miles away from here. They have Madeline Tosh. I wanted to order some of Wool and Vine's yarns, and I set the alarm on my phone so that I would be awake in time to order some of her yarns, and I slept through my alarm. So I missed out on it, and for what it sounds like, I probably still wouldn't have gotten any. She's supposed to have an update again soon. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to order some from her. But my husband was like, I want to go with you, so I'm going to take you, and we're going to go get you some yarn. So much fun, guys. This is Madeline Tosh, and I'm going to butcher this, Holi Festival, Holi. It's the Indian color festival. It is so much fun. I had them cake it up at the yarn store because I don't have the means to do that, and then I didn't want to make my poor kids sit there with their arms spread wide as I wound it into a ball. But is that not just a party and a ball of yarn? I am so excited. I am so excited about this yarn. It has taken a lot of restraint to not cast this on. I'm going to make the Mercury socks with this. I also found this beautiful little unicorn tail. This is looks a little redder than it is. It looks like it almost matches my monsoon, but oh, there you go. You can see it's not there. It's a little bit pink there. It's like a purpley pink. It's Coquette de. So cute, and I thought it would look great with this. Probably, I'm not sure if I want to do the cuff, maybe the heel and the toe, maybe the heel and the cuff. We'll see. I'll find out when I cast it on, but I think it's gonna be awesome. These are definitely for me. We went to Ashland, as I said, kind of as like this little romantic day away, and it didn't turn out to be a very romantic day. It was kind of a nightmare. We had a hard time, and the poor guy ended up sitting there, in the little man chair as I looked around, because I wanted the Wool and Vine yarns. I really, really wanted it. And so I was going to this yarn store with a certain image in my mind of what I wanted, and of course I wasn't gonna find it. I have to order that online. I'm going to. It's going to happen. But this was, my husband wanted to get this for me for Christmas, and it was already several days after Christmas. So yeah, we ended up, it was a little bit, I felt guilty making him sit there while I was boohooing around. Oh, and I forgot to show you something else. He did get me another skein of yarn. He got me 2 skeins of yarn and a unicorn tail. Talk about a nice guy. I'm going to duck out for a second and grab that too, because I forgot to show you that. So he also got me some German sock yarn. I'm kind of excited about this. It's, let's see, Blutenpracht by Opal. And it's a beautiful little stripy sock. If you don't know, trying to remember if I've ever mentioned this or not in the other episodes, but when my husband and I were first married, we were married when we were 19, and we got married, and he had joined the military, and we lived in Germany for about 3 years. He ended up serving in Bosnia, so for part of that time, and we miss Germany so much. I can't even tell you. I was watching Homespun House's Vlogmas, and I was feeling really sad. I really miss Germany. So I kind of got super excited about this German sock yarn. We got German on it. I was such a dork, but I was very excited about this stripy yarn. I'm trying to see. It's there's I don't think there's a name, but it's 9113, and it's going to be a fun pair of stripy socks. I'm not sure if I might make them for somebody else. One daughter in particular this kind of reminds me of, so I'm not sure. We'll see. Um but I think that knitting with this um is going to be fun, just because I think it's going to bring back memories of first being married and living in Germany, and the culture shock and the adventure that that was. I think, and I don't know, I don't think I'm the only one, because I've heard other people talk about this. But when I'm knitting with something, it's so much more fun if it reminds me of something, if it's some sort of beautiful memory. I think that's why, I'm excited to knit with this, because it's my first speckle yarn, but also because it just looks fun. I'm excited to knit with this because it's going to remind me of living in Germany 20 years ago, and the beauty and the scary things about being newly married and living in a foreign country. Yeah, no wonder we're so close. That was a challenge and a half. So that's it for acquisitions. I'm gonna get my Hiya Sharps in the mail today, which I'm super excited about, so I'll show you those. I I got to get something that I don't keep hurting my fingers, but we'll see. And then the new crochet hooks are coming in the mail today, so I'll be able to share those with you next week. And I think that's kind of it. I wore today, I thought I would show you, and see, talking about memories. This is my Monsoon. It's Interweave Knits. I don't remember which. It was one of the magazines. And I knit it about 2.5 years ago when I was pregnant with my youngest, Eva. This is so bad. It was like a shawl and baby blanket, right? Right? That was what I was telling myself as I was knitting it. This was really fun. I'd had smaller shawls in the past, and so this was bigger for me, crescent shape. One of the things I do want to do this year too is like knit a really big one. We'll see. But this was pretty big for me. I thought it'd be really good kind of as like a nursing cover even. And so, yeah, memories. It's just wearing these beautiful things that you knit. This was Madeline Tosh Tart, and I had been wanting to knit something in this colorway for a really long time. And then I had enough left over to knit a hat, which if you've seen, I've worn it on Instagram. I'm wearing it a lot lately because it's so stinking cold. But yeah, I think that's one of the things that I really love about knitting, is that these things, they feel beautiful, they look beautiful, they create these beautiful memories. So I just want to say thank you guys for joining me today. I'm just so grateful for all of the positive feedback and all the love that I've been getting from you guys, and all the helpful advice. Sorry about the audio on the first video. I don't know if I can fix that ever. But I'm working on it. We're working on it, I promise. So just thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this with me and sharing my love for knitting and all of this stuff, and crochet too. And I just hope you guys have had a great new year. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and hopefully I'll see you next week. And until then, have fun enjoying life and knitting together life with love, laughter, and a whole lot of yarn. Bye, guys.